I don't think that women, the majority of the times, I don't think that women should be the ones deciding what is right for a boy to be learning or what he needs to know. Because the majority of times when women try to decide what the man needs to know or what he should be or shouldn't be, typically women end up making something that they're unattracted to anyway. So I believe that only the men should be the ones determining what that boy needs to know before he gets married. Because the men are going to know what challenges that boy is going to face. The women don't.
I don't really remember it, but I will say I agree with majority of the women here, including emotional intelligence that you should teach your child. But the age, I think probably 25. I think the reason why I'm saying that is because of the whole frontal lobe situation. Like your frontal lobe is fully developed by that time. So like, and that have a lot to do with impulse control, etc. Y'all probably know these things already, but um, I think that's the reason why I would say 25 because it's fully developed at that time, and it will continue to develop even the mid 30s. But I know at that time that the 30s is probably too old to have children, from what people are saying. But yeah, like 22, 23, we still don't really know how to like have understand the decision making and the planning and the impulse control. It's not developed, but it's not fully developed at that time. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree with it. You can look it up. Like that's biology. Like that's by the age of 25, it's fully
That doesn't
developed at
stop
that
you.
Age
time,
of
the
It does.
frontal
25
lobe.
Biology
for
No,
doesn't
no,
say
no.
you
I'm not
can't.
saying, but I'm not
children.
saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the age of 25, the frontal lobe is fully developed, and that is a part of making decisions and impulse control. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to agree with it. Just look it up.
I know it's
That's
scientific. I
something.
know it's
Yeah. So
science,
I'm not.
but that's not an
Yeah, but I'm
excuse.
not.
That's
Yeah, but
not
you
an
can't.
excuse, though. If
I
that's the
never
case,
said it as.
use
I
that as
never
an
said as an
excuse for
excuse.
our young women
I'm
open our
literally just
legs up.
answering his question.
Okay,
I
you right.
literally just answered his question.
Go
I'm
right
saying at the
ahead.
age of
You
25,
right.
for what
Oh,
I
you right.
believe that by the age of 25, they should be able to marry at that time. Now, to have like sex and things like that, I still believe 25. I don't think,
Oh wow.
because at the end of the day, like it's impulse control. Like when we do have intercourse with each other, before 25, we don't really know why. We're just doing it because it feels good for the moment. It's
Can I ask
not,
you a question, Sarah?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No problem.
So you
Remember,
that's
this is how I think. This is my opinion
I
now.
get it.
No one have to agree.
Those are really good responses. No marriage
Yeah,
until
good.
25, no sex till 25. Fine.
Yeah, that's what I believe. But
What
we
about
can agree.
drinking and smoking?
Well, for me, I don't drink and smoke.
Oh no, I'm not
So,
take yourself out of it.
but I know
What
what you
about
mean. Like generally, yeah, generally, I don't, because remember, it goes back to impulse control.
Sweeney.
So,
drinking? So
and
drinking and
making
smoking.
decisions. So
How
I
old
don't.
should a woman be
Mhm.
before she drinks and smokes?
I don't believe that somebody should drink or smoke before that age. That's just me because of the
Okay,
whole
I'm just
impulse control and the decision making. But I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. And I'm not saying that somebody that is 22, 23 years old is not mature enough to drink or smoke. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying based
but
off
you
what I
said that they're
know
not mature
regarding
enough to
to,
get married and have sex.
yeah, because statistic and biology, they're not. Biology, I'm not saying independent.
What if I told you the
I'm
same
not
people
saying individually.
right? What if I told you the same people that you think is old enough to drink and smoke,
Mhm.
those consuming those things actually impairs the functionality of your frontal lobe. So using it as a shield to not get
Mhm.
married or have sex until 25, and at the same time you can drink and smoke is a contradiction.
But Sweeney's
No,
asking her her
I'm
opinion.
I'm saying this is my opinion. At the age of
I get it.
25, I believe that based off the frontal lobe, based on science, based on biology, I'm
It's based
saying
on all
the
that.
frontal lobe is fully developed by the age of 25. And when it comes to decision making and impulse control, that's the age that's fully developed. And it's actually still developing by the mid 30s. So that's
I
my
understand that.
answer. That's
I
all I'm saying.
understand the biology behind it. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying
that's
that
all.
if you're gonna participate in things that impairs it before 25, it's hard to make the
Yeah.
case that you should wait to do the things
No, but I
like
don't
that.
agree with that. That's the thing. Like, I don't
You
agree
don't
for
agree that
people to
smoking and
smoke
drinking
and
impairs
drink.
the frontal lobe?
No, she's saying she doesn't
No,
agree with
I
people
don't
under
agree with them.
25 smoking
Yeah,
or
that's what I'm
drinking or
saying.
having
But she
sex.
said she said
Yeah,
Yeah.
maturity. She said
but it
they're
happens
mature
though.
enough.
I don't knock. I don't judge nobody that does it. I'm just saying it happens.
Okay.
Let somebody else answer.
Yeah, that's it. I just answered. Very simple. I don't want to. Yeah.
Um. Bo, did you answer? Right. And if
Oh,
y'all, the reason why I'm having them answer first is because they're the ones that's speaking vehemently against this marriage at this age. So I already know that Ameera, Naomi, Lady Di have no issue with marrying young. So
You
I'm just going to the ones that objected, just so
you don't
y'all
know what I
understand.
think. You don't know what I think, sweetie. I might have changed my mind.
Yeah, I do know what you think. It's okay
Griffin.
though.
So, um, personally, I feel like in order for this to be a thing, the boys need to be raised with empathy. They need to be raised to communicate effectively. And I think that communicate is thrown around so easily. They need to be able to listen. They need to be able to understand. They need to be able to comprehend, and they also need to be able to solve one problem at a time. That is effective communication. They need to be able to communicate their feelings very well and calmly. They need to be taught how to control themselves. They need to be taught how to hone their emotions, how to identify them, and how to control them. They also need to be taught how to keep their bodies to themselves. So I think that that's a good start for it, for a relationship. Problem solving skills are not a strong suit of a lot of men. So I think that that's a good thing. Those are good places to start.
All right. Did Naomi, Amira, Lady Di, did y'all want to actually answer the question or y'all good?
I do.
All right, Amira, go ahead.
I don't think that women, majority of the times, I don't think that women should be the ones deciding what is right for a boy to be learning or what he needs to know. Because the majority of times when women try to decide what the man needs to know or what he should be or shouldn't be, typically women end up making something that they're unattracted to anyway. So I believe that only the men should be the ones determining what that boy needs to know before he gets married. Because the men are going to know what challenges that boy is going to face. The women don't. Sorry, guys. So I think it's mostly the men who should be determining what that boy needs to learn before he gets married,
Thank you.
not the women.
The whole damn conversation's irrelevant after that. We probably should get people these. If y'all want to do this, we should
Well,
probably get the women a form
the
so we
reason
can
why
have
I
a
asked
conversation.
the reason why I asked the
This is a
question
hold
is
up.
because we're obviously dealing with these women, right? So I'm just asking because they're coming up with a lot of contention for young marriage. So to dive into it, so I'm asking on this to find out what they believe would get them to the altar if they were to choose these men and what they would expect from it. I'm not saying that they have to be the person that teaches them or decides it. I'm just asking for their thoughts on the
Yeah, but the
But
reason why the
Sweeney,
question is
don't you think?
has no merit or no relevance is because they don't control access to marriage.
Jesus fucking
You're
Christ.
asking it from an end of is they're the ones who are dictating what you bring to table to become a husband.
Sure. If that's what
But
you got to
Sweeney,
say.
no, but Sweeney, don't you think? Wait, you're asking them this question, but don't you
Do y'all
think that
disagree?
even the women saying these things, they're basically making something that they're going to be unattracted to anyway?
Do y'all believe that y'all ask them? Shit.
What?
they the ones who called and said what they wanted. Ask them. Is that what they would be unattracted to?
I
Do you
believe so.
I
understand
think
that
that's
everything that
assumption
we
though.
said is the thing that we needed to stay in the relationships that we were in?
But
Absolutely.
you guys
How would
pick.
you?
Wait.
How
You guys
can you
pick the
say what
men.
I would
You
be
guys pick the
unattracted to?
men that weren't that. So how can you tell
Oh,
me that
shit.
that is what you're looking for, and you pick the man that's the opposite?
That's a,
I
what
didn't do that. That was a mirror. I was holding that.
Yeah, but when you learn from your mistakes, then you will know. You'll
exactly.
know. Yeah, so like you have to learn from your mistakes.
At
So of
what
course
cost?
you're
How
not
many
gonna know in
men?
the beginning.
Wait. How? Why do you need to learn from a mistake when you just said something about communication? Are you telling me that at whatever age you were starting to date or look for men, you couldn't figure out with your mind, your logical mind, I want
Hmm.
somebody who can
No,
talk.
because we're young. No, because we're
They not
young. Sometimes we
25
do
yet,
not
Amir,
know
so
that.
they not logical. That's
Yes,
what
so
they
this is
argue.
but
So at 25 years,
yes,
all of a
but it's
sudden that
true.
knowledge comes.
Well, you
You
know
feel
It
what?
me?
depends on your
We
experience though.
I
But
think
how
that
you gonna
hold on,
oh,
Kater. Hold on, Kater.
okay.
We sincerely apologize, Amira, for not being as perfect as you. We're so sorry
One
for
second, my
not
husband's calling.
being
One
as
second, my husband's calling.
discerning as
Damn, y'all
you
think we're perfect?
and having the guidance that
God,
you
you, man.
have. Like what the like as if people are not allowed to make mistakes. As if people are not allowed to learn from said mistakes. We came up with this list because of learned experiences, because we were missing these things in those relationships. And had we had those things, that relationship would have gone much smoother for us instead of us having to settle for someone who acts like a small child.
But what did
Okay,
you do that was wrong in the relationship though? Well,
Plenty,
not you
I missed
specifically,
part
but
of it, but one
what
second.
are women doing in the relationship that's wrong? Why is it we just blame the men?
plenty. It's not that we are perfect, but we are speaking from our experience. I can't speak on men's experience with women. We have to speak from here, not because we're perfect, but because this is our experience, and I don't experience women like that. Only men can. So
No,
you have to ask them
I
about what
mean, we're
women do
currently
wrong, not
not
us.
speaking on what women do wrong because he asked us specifically, what do we want for like our daughters to have in a man,
I was referring to
No,
those
that's
ending statements.
right?
He was
he
saying
was
stuff.
asking.
I was
He
referring
was
to those
asking,
ending
what are
statements.
the men supposed to fix, or what do the man need to have in order for you to get into marriage with them and that marriage be a
No,
successful
no,
marriage?
no. She's right. I was asking because I started off by saying I think it's kind of pointless to speak specifically to these women, but they were actively speaking against marrying young. So I asked them, what would we have to if we implemented Amira's uh cultural background, so to speak, what she grew up in, which was family being involved, um, teachers being, you know what I mean, teaching the kids young and everything else. What would they believe would have to be taught for them to be okay for young women to marry at the age between the ages of 18 and 24?
Yeah, I mean,
What do they? Because
because it's also like here's the other thing, right? Even if you want to make this a equal sides
Mm-hmm.
are doing a bunch of stuff wrong. I'm saying that most men that I know that are good men, right, openly admit that at 18 they were troublesome, they were promiscuous, they were all of these things, and then they got to be like mature and disciplined and great and honorable at like 30. Okay, so if I don't want my daughter to go too far up in age to date. So what I'm saying is when we make it an even conversation, even if we're saying, okay, she's immature, she is a liar, she's promiscuous too. Okay, cool. Now they're both promiscuous, now they're both immature, now they're both liars at 18. So what's wrong with saying wait till you're 24 and you've got a little bit more sense about yourself, and maybe you got a degree so both of you can be a little bit more established in your lives. If it, because like Lady O said, stop talking about money. Okay, so if you are saying he doesn't need to be a full-on 100% provider, right? Now she can bring in some finances too, because now they both have degrees at 24. They're both probably into the first year or two or three in their career, right? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it is, why do you got to set up the two people with the extreme worst cases? Why can you just speak from they're both 18? Why do you have to add that you're indirectly adding that the parents were poor at training them up to be ready for it? So you skip all of that just to go right into justifying why you should wait till you're young. You see how you curated your response to
Are we
justify that?
saying 24 isn't young though?
No,
You just
Like, is
24 is
missed
that
the
not
whole
young.
you
old?
missed the whole point I was
24,
trying to say, but okay.
24 ain't young. It's younger, but
So,
it's not young. I
Laisha,
think, I think, I think, I
Dar,
think, I'm sorry, Sweeney.
Laisha,
Oh
what
God.
Darwin
You
is
make it
saying
hard to
is,
have this
if you're
conversation
we're
with you.
talking, we're if you're answering my question from the perspective of we're getting ahead of the problem. Don't
Mm-hmm.
answer it from
Yeah.
the tortured side of it. Answer it from
From the
the
jaded
position of
side.
getting ahead of the issue, so that our kids won't walk into a situation where they're both promiscuous in a club and doing all types of dumb shit. That's why I'm asking you, what do you think they need to be taught to be prepared for marriage at 24, at 22 or
And let
23
me
or
help you.
24?
But that's what I'm saying.
Let's
Well,
assume the
if they
teaching
are both
starts.
great people, I'm still advocating for like 23 to 24, just because one of my biggest points is
Mhm.
I do want both my daughters and my son to finish college. Like, I want them to be able to do that. I have a certain timeline that, not necessarily they have to, but if they followed that timeline, it would make me feel really good, and it would make me feel like, okay, then maybe they heard me. And in that perfect world, in my perfect timeline, it's they graduate high school, they go to college, they are dating that really great guy or girl, because I've got a daughter, a son and two daughters, so guy or girl. And then that relationship then turns into the engagement, let's say like that senior year of college, and then it turns into the marriage once they graduate. That's why I'm saying I advocate for it personally. I would like for them to have like, because I've even heard y'all say on this panel, well, even though you got great results, Alicia, and you made it to the finish line, you made it to the finish line wrong.
Can I ask Ameera a
So
question
I'm
real
Okay,
quick?
saying that
hold
I
on.
want them to do it the way I didn't do it. I want them to
We gotta
finish.
let everybody engage in
Right.
this
So
conversation. It's going
before
one
we
way.
get before we start, can we get Naomi in there? Because she actually
Go ahead,
literally
man.
asked, can she get in there?
I want to hear the
Okay.
question.
I'll
Okay,
wait. I'll
so
wait.
this so this is what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna speak to